Franklin Eugene McCain Sr. was one of four. As a matter of fact, for some people, just to give a reference point, he is on the statue. When you look at it, he is the one with the Army cap on.
Wow, I did not know that. That is amazing.
Yes, yes, it is. He was a wonderful person. He loved his community. He was a very smart man. And I will have to say that he's always cared about his community and where the world was going. And by him making that big step to be one of the Greensboro Four, it was in him. It was his calling, I should say.
So what does it mean for you to be here today? This is such an amazing event with such deep history. What does this mean to you?
It means a great deal to me. I think that our family should always be represented because it makes a difference because it is a time for us to celebrate what has been done for us, not only as a race, but as a community and for the world. And so it means a great deal for us to be a part of anyone who's celebrating them and their accomplishments as A&T students.
Yes, amazing. And so I'm actually a Bennett Bell, and Bennett Bell's history, we have a lot to do with the sit-ins as well. Are you familiar with them?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Bennett Bells.
Okay.
My mother-in-law was a Bennett Bell, and she
Really?
also participated in the movement. And so, yes, her name was Betty Davis, and so she was a Bennett Bell when my father-in-law met her, a beautiful person. And so, yes, I'm very familiar with Bennett Bells.
That's great.
So we had an Aggie, a founding member of the sit-in, the Greensboro Four, the A&T Four, and married a Bennett Bell.
Yes.
Again, instrumental in the sit-ins as the students rotated throughout the months until Woolworths finally relented.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I love it. I'm an Aggie myself.
All right,
So,
Aggie Pride.
yes, Aggie
Yes, we
Pride.
got the whole crew
Aggie
here
Pride.
going
And so
on.
we see your name on the building all the time.
Yes, the
Your
McCain,
father-in-law's,
yeah,
yes.
that was a beautiful celebration for him. And not only that, for the university to keep the legacy going for the Greensboro Four. And so, yes, it has been really nice. And I'll tell you one of the things that really hit home is when my son, he's also an Aggie, and he moved into the building with his grandfather's name on the building. And that was really special for us as a family. And so, yes, very, very, A&T has done great things to make sure that the legacy lives on forever. And for that, we are certainly grateful. We are a grateful family for that.
So us Aggie alums are very used to cheering for your son on our football team.
Yes,
He's such
yes.
a wonderful football
Thank you.
player.
Thank you so
We
much.
thank you for that
Yes,
because you were
yes.
instrumental in that.
Yes,
as
he
well.
got all of that from his mother.
That's right.
No, I'm just joking. Yes,
part.
but I thank you so much for having this time to be with you tonight, and thank you so much for remembering the A&T Four.
Well, we
Yes.
thank you for spending some time with us here before the ball. We're going to have a great evening tonight. We hope you do too.
Yes, we're looking so forward to it. My husband, Franklin E. McCain Jr., will be joining me later this evening, so we're just looking so forward to it, and thank you so very much.
Thank you again
Thank
for
you.
talking with us. Have a
Yes.
wonderful evening
Thank
tonight.
you.
Bye,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Kane. Bye, yeah.
And so we have more people joining us as, again, you see the crowds coming in. So we have
Yes.
another special guest coming in with us tonight.
Coming in bright red. I love that red.
Yes, and she's
Looks
and I
amazing.
think I have talked with this young lady before at the gala, so this is going to be
Hi, how are
a
you
treat.
doing
Come on in
today?
here
Come
with
on,
us if you'll
yeah.
stand right
Got a
here.
spot right here in the middle.
Hello,
Good to
how are
see
you?
you.
Good to see you again.
Yes.
Good evening. I'm Rosalind Smith, class of 1961, Bennett College, one of the original sit-in participants in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm glad to be here tonight.
So we got a couple of Bennett Bells because she is
Yes,
a current
I'm
Bennett,
Bennett
Bell.
Bell
your class year?
Jr. 2026, I graduate.
yes, you are.
Yes, so I'm very excited to see you
Yes,
here.
I'm glad to see you doing this.
Yeah,
It's been an exciting time for you.
it has been.
So I myself am an Aggie, but
Yes.
we do not miss an opportunity to talk about how instrumental the Bennett Bells, like yourself,
Yes.
were to this sit-in movement. being someone who actually sat in, tell us a little bit about how strong it was for the Bennett Bells to participate in this.
Well, I actually did not sit in. I was a picketer,
Okay.
and I was part of the secretary for the committee for the evolvement of this sit-in. My classmates from the sociology and the history classes met every evening in one of the upper rooms in the Student Union building. One of our professors who had been involved in a sit-in demonstration before he came to Bennett got us involved. He was a very engaging professor. And of course, we just fell in line with everything he said. And of course, being that we were like 17, 18, 19, there was no fear.
No fear.
And probably it would have been, but I don't think we had it because we came from backgrounds where my mother was a domestic. My father died when I was 2. I'm the fifth of 6 children. So we were taught that we had to stand up and fight for what we wanted because I grew up in Princeton, West Virginia, a little southern town almost at the bottom of the state of West Virginia. And there were hard times. My mother had 4 children in college at the same time. 2 at Bluefield State College in Bluefield, West Virginia. I was at Bennett, and my oldest sister was at Hampton. So we were used to putting together whatever that we needed. And I grew up in a household with my mother's sister, and my grandmother. 3 very strong women who let us know that anything that we wanted to do, we had to work for it, we had to fight for it. And when I came to Bennett, I was exposed to so many great things, great people, speakers, that I can just remember every one of them almost to the T. So, and Bennett continued to feed us with speakers who not only fed our souls, our minds, but taught us that we could explore. And we did explore because we didn't have anybody to tell us no. And that is very important. Dr. Player was our shining armor. She was knowledgeable about our involvement with the sit-ins. She gave us support. We did not have to wonder, was she behind us? Because she was. She even took homework to the jails, which nobody else would have thought to do that. She stood firm because in the United Methodist Church, we were a private college. We didn't have to answer to anyone. And that was very important. So she let us know that what we were doing was proper. It had her approval, and that was most important because Dr. Player had an aura about her that kind of suggests, that everything was on the QT, straight up. No veering to the left and no veering to the right. So we had discussed with her what our plans were, and she gave us her approval. And in fact, my classmate, Linda Brown, who was her niece, has written a book, Bells of Liberty.
Wow.
She gives a real detailed description of how we became involved. And some of us have not let up since. Some of us have. And my shining armor over there, Mr. Lipscomb, has helped to maintain what we know and what we have experienced in that sit-in during that period. I'll never forget. In fact, it's probably one of my most shining moments in my life.
I believe so too.
Yes, and I often ask young people, what will you stand up for? Because every generation has something different. And I want them to express themselves and not be afraid.
That's amazing advice.
Thank you so much for
You're
talking
quite
with us. I
welcome.
always love talking to you every year at the
thank you.
gala, and to
Yes,
see
yes,
you here again.
yes.
We're gonna have a wonderful evening here tonight.
good.
Lots of
Yes,
good
thank
music,
you.
good food,
Yes.
good music. Oh, Bennett Bell Love.
Yes.
Thank you again for joining
And I
us.
love my college.
Yes.
And I'm a staunch supporter.
They
Still
need-
is. I'm
yes.
one. I have been my class's reunion coordinator for 40 years.
Wow.
I keep up with everybody.
Yes.
Well, thanks again for
You're
stopping
real
in and
quite
talking
welcome.
with us. We
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful
the rest of
evening
your evening.
tonight.
Thank you.
All right.